Well, welcome back to part two of moral development. The transition here is a little rough, so I appreciate your sticking with this. Um, right now, I'm going to give an example of a dilemma, and we're going to apply the stages to analyzing responses to the dilemma. So this is an example of a dilemma associated with Kohlberg's theory. It's called the Heinz dilemma, typically. A young man's wife is dying of cancer and only a new drug can save her. A local druggist has discovered the drug, but he wants $2,000 for the purchase of the drug. The husband has no money to buy the drug, but he does come up with $1,000 with the help of his friends. The man asks the druggist to lower the price or to allow him to pay later, but the druggist refuses. The man steals the drug to save his wife. Should the husband have done that? That's the dilemma under consideration. So this kind of dilemma, which is a dilemma based on fairness and justice, is the kind of dilemma that a person answers, and according to the responses, could be categorized into a particular stage. These are the kinds of dilemmas that Kohlberg used also when he was developing this theory. He would give individuals dilemmas and look at their answers and see how their answers tended to cluster together, which is how he came up with the levels or stages. So what I found on the internet and on YouTube is someone who made a short video about different people responding to this dilemma, and then this individual has classified them according to stage. After you view the video, we're going to just watch a part of it right now together. I want you to, if you would, finish viewing the YouTube video and then post your responses on the discussion board as to whether or not you agree with how the individual classified responses or you thought that there were some that should have been different and why. So right now, though, we'll just try to get into this YouTube and take a look at a brief part of this video. And here we go. Always hard to get through the commercial there. All right.
What is your name? Alex. And how old are you, Alex? 12. 12. And what grade are you in? I think that is. What grade are you in?
Seventh grade.
7th grade. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. I just want you to respond to me the best you can. A man's wife is dying of a very severe illness and needs a medicine that costs a lot of money. He doesn't have enough to pay for it, so he decides to break into a store and steal it in order to save his wife's life. Did the husband do the right thing?
No, because he should have tried to find an organization that would help him raise money or raise his money himself to buy medicine.
That's a good idea. What do you think he should do now, since he already went in and broke the law?
Find a way for his wife to get cured and
Okay.
No, he didn't do the right thing. A couple of reasons. One is we would live in a very chaotic society if every individual interpreted their own experience and acted on it, irrespective of laws and rules. The second reason is, I would approach this individual and ask them what resources they have or feel that they don't have, and help them avail of those available resources. There's medication assistance programs, there's all kinds of social agencies, and I would bet that that individual didn't access all available opportunities.
All right, thank you. Did the husband do the right thing?
No, because you're not supposed to break into stores.
Okay, and what should he have done?
Just
Like by working or something?
Okay, I'm going to exit out of the YouTube, and again, this is the link, and go back and take a look at that. It's not a very long video, so you can respond to give us your opinions about it. And here is a final video on the Heinz dilemma, and I thought we'd share this together. It's just a very brief. Oops, oops, oops. So let me just I don't want to exit out of this whole thing. Let me just see if we can get back to it. I don't think so. So let me try this again. Very imperfect rendering here. I just thought that was worth the look. It's so cute. A little 7th inning stretch for us. And the final thing I want to talk with you about is the idea of whether we can teach morality or not. I think that we certainly can teach reasoning about morality. Somebody can't obviously reason about moral issues at a level higher than they are able to reason about anything else. So a person at a particular stage, according to Piaget, let's say that they're on the concrete operational stage, is not going to be able to reason abstractly about moral issues. Not until they can reason abstractly in general. But can we promote and increase moral reasoning? Yes, we can, within the person's ability to do so. Kohlberg worked at a high school. He did some work at a high school, and they did a lot of interventions with demonstrations and role plays, and other individuals have followed in his footsteps, looking at the teaching of moral issues. So in a classroom, there might be a role play or demonstration about a moral issue. People would take different sides on that. And what research has found is that in general, we can increase reasoning one stage above where the person is, and maybe in some cases 2 stages, but not more than that. So there is, and this kind of makes sense if you think about it, how do we learn to think more complexly about issues? By being exposed to social issues, by being exposed to others that are thinking in ways different than we think. And by doing that, we begin to take greater perspective on things. I also wanted to comment that you may have heard of value-free education, or the value-free educational movement, which was very popular several years ago, or maybe even decades now. But I wanted to say that moral education or character education is different from the notion of value-free education. Value-free is really a notion of just training individuals or educating children on the ability to critically look at values and opinions that they've been given. The moral education is slightly different than that. It's saying, yes, you should be critical, you should think critically, but also recognizing that we are a society based on equity, fairness, equality, and those values need to be part of what we're teaching our young people. So finally, this is a little self-test for you. I don't need to know how you scored. I'm giving you 6 answers to the dilemma, to Heinz dilemma, and read the the responses and rate them or score them on the different stages 1 through 6. So here are 2 possible responses. And here are 4 more responses. Oh, I hope that was sufficient time for you to read them. And here is how I think they could be classified. So the first response would be stage 4, stage 2, stage 6, and so forth. If you disagree or you have another opinion, go ahead and post it on the discussion forum. So this is the end of my presentation on moral development. I want to wish you a good day, and let's be kind to one another.